Hello, I'm Stephanie Holland. My 5S's project was conducted in a space at the office that I work at. We are an architecture, civil engineering surveying firm, and I was really excited to sort of dig into this methodology for this space. The first of the 5S's is sort, and this is one of the images from the existing space. There were all kinds of just random things piled up in all sorts of capacities. The boxes on top are rolls of paper. Those kind of got moved out and went to our printer. You can see there's some binder clips and post-its and pens and markers and things that got moved over to the office supply closet. We also had some really, really old ballasts for some old light fixtures in the building. Those got given to our maintenance guys. So I kind of just cleared all the clutter out first. Following the steps, number two was to set in order. The remaining equipment that I have, this picture does not represent all of it, but this was some of the pieces, was kind of divided into two different categories. We have safety equipment, and then we have office tools. The office tools are not so much tools like screwdrivers and hammers and wrenches and things, although we do have those. Those aren't really housed here. The stuff that I consider tools are X-Acto blades, architectural and engineering scales, calculators that convert decimal feet to feet inches, measuring tapes, clipboards, things like that. And then, like I said, safety equipment. We have, goggles and earplugs and dust masks and gloves and high vis gear. Those things all kind of got separated into their own categories and put in piles to kind of assess what I had. And then you can see there's a little list there of things that we kind of currently had and things that we still sort of needed or should have in this space. My favorite part about the process is shine. I love to clean, and organization is definitely one of my strengths. So I kind of went to town on the area, went through a whole lot of disinfectant wipes and Goo Gone, and did a lot of vacuuming to get everything all sparkly and shiny. Standardized was the fourth step. I tapped into our interior designer, which kind of manages all of the office spaces in our our whole building, and then I also tapped our safety project manager to kind of understand what her needs and wants for our safety goals would be for the company. So we decided to take all of the doors off of the base cabinets to kind of open it up so that it was more visual for everybody. We bought bins, large ones and small ones, to place all the items in. You'll see in some later pictures that we also labeled all of the bins and all of the drawers so that it was very clear, just by standing and looking at the space, that you knew what was in which area. And then sustain. So this was an email that I wrote to our leadership team, kind of describing to them this project that I did for this class and helping them understand what the 5S's methodology is, how the space was transformed, and then how it was intended to be used. I also asked for some feedback on that. So I did actually receive some great feedback. Our president actually came up to me and was ecstatic that I took some initiative and took it upon myself to sort of organize this much needed space. So he was ecstatic, and he said that I'll be passing on some more communications to him to share with our other department managers. So we can kind of have one side as a top-down approach, and then there's some other members that I have discussed and shown the space off to that'll kind of be using the bottom-up approach and sort of sharing this from all angles. We also have some company-wide meetings that we do quarterly that our safety officers will be kind of reiterating what the space is and how it's functioning, and then asking for feedback. How is it working? Is it not working? What can we change to make it more accessible and more user-friendly? So here's some images of before and after, along with some things that I went through, just kind of basic overall outline. We got, this was a catch-all junk space. Some of the tools are outdated. There was equipment missing. I said, it was really dirty and kind of an eyesore. And then afterwards, it's very clean, it's organized, it's easy to find things. And then we kind of are over communicating to all of our staff and making them aware of what the space is and what it can do. The process that I went through, I kind of made a little chart for sorting. I threw away some trash, a lot of trash actually, put the office supplies where they go, piled up the tools that I currently had, discussed with our safety officer and our interior designer what the future use could be, as well as the current use. Set in order, I organized those tools a little bit better. For both safety and office, created lists of things that were missing, things that we still needed. For Shine, I scrubbed everything inside and out. Like I said, disinfected everything and kind of got rid of all the yuck. And then standardizing, I placed all those bins in the cabinets, labeled them very well, and then I created liner reminders is what I call them, but they're pieces of paper that I stuck in the bottom of each basket and drawer that kind of guides people to, if you're the last one to grab a pair of earplugs, for example, you'll see that piece of paper stuck to the bottom of the drawer, and it says, hey, get a hold of, Megan, here's her email address, here's her extension, here's her direct line number. And each of those different categories of equipment in that area have their own contact cards so that people know who to talk to if something is needed or if something runs out. And then as far as sustaining goes, like I said, I sent out the email to leadership. I'll be posting something on our internal intranet. I'll be available for any of the managers that want to know a little bit more about the 5S's or what my process was. And then we'll be sharing this again at the company-wide meetings. So here are my final after pictures. I kind of opened the drawers up a little bit so you could see the things that were in it. The left side is primarily safety gear and the right side is primarily office equipment, although there is a tiny bit of overlap. But overall, I'm super happy with the space. Everybody that I've showed it to or kind of given some sneak peeks to has been really excited about finally utilizing this casework in this area. To kind of to its fullest potential and allowing, having a place for things that don't really have a place. I really appreciate you watching my video and thank you.